Guys, this is Emmanuel Chris. I'm a dividend investor, growth investor, real estate investor, and active duty military. So I'm gonna talk today about Robinhood. Robinhood just announced they're gonna do fractional shares. What's fractional shares? So before with Robinhood, you had to buy a whole share of a company, and some companies like Amazon, they have their one share of their company, it's $1,700. So how can you afford that? And how can you be able to diversify your investments, by 10 different companies or 20 different companies when one share of a company costs $1,700? Other companies like Apple, their share costs over $300 right now. So how you gonna do that? Have be able to have a good diversification, and at the same time, have enough money to invest. Imagine if you have $1,000, you wouldn't be able to diversify a lot with very good value companies. You would have to go to penny stocks or small cap companies, and you would be gambling there, speculating, and not investing. And that's what I was doing when I first start. I start with Robinhood, and I didn't have a lot of money to invest, and I didn't want to invest in just one company and lose money. So I started buying a whole bunch of those small cap companies and gambling. Pretty much, I was making a lot of money doing day trading, and it was so much fun. Some days I would make $300, but then it all came downhill pretty soon. After 2 weeks, I lost $2,000. So it's very risky, and that's when I realized that this is not the way to go. And I started reading books, and like some of the books I read, it was the Common Sense Investing, John Bogle. It's about index funds. In The Intelligent Investor with Benjamin Graham. Who doesn't know him? He's the mentor of Warren Buffett. He was the mentor of Warren Buffett. Very good book, one of the best ones. Let me show here. Yeah, this book is amazing. I advise you. I'll put the link in the description below if you guys wanna buy. But I really advise who haven't read yet, read that first before you go invest, because it's gonna save you from a lot of disappointments. I'm telling you. But with the fractional shares, you don't have to buy the whole share. You can just buy a fraction of the share. So let's say you want to buy Apple, but you don't want to buy a whole share for $300 plus. So you want to buy one third of that share. So you would cost $100. So you would buy $100 worth of Apple stocks. So you would own one third of that share. You would own that share, and the dividend they pay for one share, you would get that dividend. You would get a one third of that dividend. Because a lot of people think, oh, if I just own a fraction of that share, I don't own anything, and I'm not gonna get any dividends. And that's not true. I've been doing that for a while, and I'm using M1 Finance, which is a brokerage that allows you to do fractional shares and reinvest the dividends automatically. And all I have 60 companies. I started with 100 companies because I was afraid. I didn't know everything. I didn't know how to analyze a balance sheet, income statement, cash flow, all those, finance stuff. So I was a little skeptical. I just knew the ratios, PE, EPS, the current ratio, those things. I just knew those things. So I didn't want to take too much risks. I start with 100 companies, but then as I learn, as I start reading books, even watching other guys on YouTube, very skillful as well. You can learn from them too. You don't have to watch just one person. You can watch, several different guys, because each guy, they add something that the other one doesn't, and they all together, they become complete. And even all of them together, they don't cover everything that you need to know. They just cover the basics. So you have to go and read and learn yourself and learn through your mistakes as well. They act more like mentors, and that's what I'm doing here. I'm trying to share my experience and try to help other people, to do, not to do the same mistakes that I've done, because it would be very nice for you to start with the right foot instead of start like I did, doing day trading, gambling, because it's pretty much speculating. It's not investing. Day trading is not investing. It's speculating. You want to invest. When you buy a stock, you buy a company. It doesn't matter if it's 1 billion of the company that you buy. You buy a piece of the company. You buy that company. And you have to analyze the company as a whole. And until you have the skills to do that, you want to diversify as much as you want, as much as you can. You don't want to invest all your money in just one company. And through fractional shares, you can do that easily. With $1,000, you can buy as many companies as you want. You can buy 50, you can buy 20 companies with $1,000. You can buy 20 companies but put $50 in each company. $50 in Apple, $50 in Amazon. Amazon stock costs 1700, about $1,700, but you can invest in Amazon with $50 with fractional shares. So that's how good fractional shares is, and you will take the advantage, of the price appreciation from the stock. The same way as if you buy the share that costs $1,700. If that share goes up 10%, guess what? Your investment's gonna go up 10% as well. It doesn't change. So it's really good. It's just a win-win. There is no there is no negative thing. I would try to say something negative about fractional shares, but there is none. And I'm so glad that Robinhood, because I felt that this was one of the things that was missing, and I even I sent message to Robinhood asking them. I say, please, why you guys don't do fractional shares? I did send email to them a couple months ago, and I'm glad they did that. I'm so glad, and they had to do that to keep in the game, because Charles Schwab, which is one of the most prestigious brokers, they decide to do no fees. Now they always charge fees for so many years, and they decide to do no fees transactions to compete with Robinhood, because Robinhood was taking a lot of the company, shares, and now they decide to do fractional shares. So Robinhood had to step up the game. Also, M1 Finance is in the game. They do fractional shares. They do automatic reinvestments. So they saw that a lot of people were going to move away. So, but Robinhood's they they're fighting back. They're trying to improve. They realize that they should have had those fractional shares before, and also they have the cash account, cash management account, which is gonna give 1.8%. So any cash that you have on the side that you're not reinvesting, you're gonna have 1.8% on that cash. as interest. So this is really good, and it's better than have that cash that's sitting and be eaten by inflation. So I'm very happy about those changes that Robinhood made, and I'm looking forward to put more money there instead of just putting all the money in the M1 Finance. I'm gonna test out the fractional shares thing in Robinhood. I'm very happy because Robinhood has a very user friendly interface. You know, the app, the mobile app is very user friendly. Although you can't rely a lot on the data there, because I realized that the PE ratio and the dividend yield that they have there on those stocks, they are not up to date. And if you go rely on those, you're gonna have a bad surprise. So you have to go to other websites to make sure what's the real dividend yield, what's the real PE ratio. So you can go to websites like Seeking Alpha, which is a very good website I use all the time. Simple Safe Dividends, very good website too. They offer 14-day trial. But it's really good, you know, if you want to start your portfolio, go there, use those 14-day trial. I really advise. And you have Yahoo Finance, Guru Focus, which is a website I use all the time, Msn Money. So all those websites, they're very good. But do your research, and I'm gonna share more videos. I'm gonna share more how I pick stocks, how I analyze them before, you know, in more depth. This video today was more like an introduction, and to share, you know, that I'm very excited about the Robinhood fractional shares, and to tell you guys, you know, take advantage of that, you know. Open an account on Robinhood, so easy to use, and if you want to get a free stock from Robinhood, I'm gonna leave my link to Robinhood below. So you use my link, you get a free stock. Use that. M1 Finance, I'm gonna leave a link, and I can share my pie with you guys if you wanna use the same pie. That's fine, you know. So, but that's all for today. Just a disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor, although my major, I'm in college and I'm studying finance, but I'm not a financial advisor yet. And this is just for entertainment purpose. I'm just sharing my journey and just sharing some tips. If you're very serious about investing, I advise you to go to a real financial advisor, and he's gonna tell you to your specific investment. Cheers.